Hello everybody, this is Jean. Welcome to my craft space. Today I'm doing items 21 to 25 of the 100 Things challenge, suggested by Rebecca at Dances with Pitbulls. And the first of my things is a zine, and this was part of a challenge from Kylie Koo in the Art and Soul Studio Facebook group. I'm using some papers that I've used to just get rid of spare paint. Just stuck that on there. I'm making a graffiti wall for the back cover. You can see me putting that in place there. I've just got a piece of parchment paper there. So here I've put in an autumnal picture and a map. And I've done the front cover now, which you'll see a close-up of later on. And I'm just putting my details on the graffiti wall. And then I've got a couple of pages which are about the universe, which are sort of astronomical. One is about the universe, the other one is about the moon, and in particular the names of full moons, which is a bit difficult to fit on. And then I wrote a couple of pages about two of my hobbies, which are birdwatching and poetry. And here's a quick flip through. I like walking, I love autumn, my favourite season, birdwatching and poetry, and then that's my graffiti wall at the back, and that's the finished zine. Right, the next thing are some flowers. I've got a whole shoebox full, as you can see, of silk flowers, which I inherited from my late mum, who was a crafter and a flower arranger, and they are not really very much use for cards or art journal pages in their present form, because they've got these plastic things to make them three-dimensional, and for cards and art journal pages you need them to be flat. So I've been meaning to do this for ages, and I thought, well, this will make a decent thing. So I dismantled them all, and I'm just reassembling them with a brad in the middle, so that they will lie flatter, and so I can use them on cards and art journal pages. So that's really all I'm doing, just reassembling. I did quite a lot of big ones and some smaller ones as well. And there we are, ready to be used, and I will be using them for a project at some point, which will be another thing. Now, this was an idea from Rebecca at Dances with Pitbulls, and she just made stamps, things that looked like postage stamps. It gave me a chance to use my scissors, fancy scissors, which I've not used for years, and I just followed what she did. She just cut them out, and all different sizes, coloured them with different distress inks, and then just used small stamps to stamp on them. And so that's what I've done, and I've made quite a few, and I've got quite a few ready to make when I've got a spare minute here and there. And I did decide that they would look more like stamps if I gave them a white edge, so I went round the edges of them all with a white neocolour. So there we are, things that look like stamps that are ready to be used as embellishments on cards or pages or whatever. Then I had these pieces of cardboard which were just the right size to make bookmarks, so I decided that's what I'd do. So I'm printing out the word bookmark here. I've got this fancy lettering. Then I wanted to colour them, and I used gelatos here. So I'm using gelatos and smudging them. I didn't want too much detail on this side, because on the other side, on the back, I'm using some receipts that were part of Crystal at Art It Out's swap. And so we did a painted receipts swap, and these are receipts that I received from Barbara and Susanna. So I did various colour combinations, trying to match the colour on the front, something like the colour on the back. But I didn't want too much detail on the front because I didn't want to detract from the receipts on the reverse. I tried to match up the colours as much as I could, but some of the receipts are beautiful. And there's the back, so there's those lovely receipts. And then I stamped a hole in them and attached some ribbon, and they're all ready to go and be sent out in Happy Mail. I laminated them as well, forgot to say that. And I don't use my laminator very much, and I had loads of small laminating sheets, so they're all laminated as well. And there we go, I've got quite a lot of those ready to send out. Used quite a lot of my ribbon. Now then, I got these free with a magazine. They are 3x3 inch cards with envelopes, and I thought I'm never going to use these cards. Now I forgot that there were two colours, there was white ones and black ones, and I forgot to show the black ones, and actually they're the ones I've worked on. I haven't worked on the white ones yet, but there are 5 of each, so I have done 5 of these, and I've got all the white ones left to do in a future, as a future thing. I think by the time I get halfway through I'm going to start repeating myself. So I thought I would make a little sort of junk journal. I was inspired by winning a junk journal from Kylie Koo, and I just sort of followed the sort of things she did, which was to put in patterned paper, and you'll see some map paper and some craft paper and graph paper and all sorts of different sorts of paper throughout. And then I went through and did some stamping, and I also made some pockets, which you'll see in a minute, just to add a little bit of interest. And I have stitched them together with a pamphlet stitch. And this is it's from a calendar, and it shows 1 week of the calendar. So I thought I'd just put my week on it and tuck it into that little pocket at the back. And then, as you can see, I've got some tags and some playing cards. You can see the maps there, and there's craft paper. They're the little bits of the envelope that I used as pockets. And yeah, some different sorts of tags. That pink paper is an very old paper from a diary, a Boots, which is a chemist's, pharmacist. And there we are, there's the little My Week booklet. Yeah, from 1930 something, so that was really quite old. So there we are, we've got five little journals, mini journals, again, that I can send out in Happy Mail. So that's the end of my 25 things. Yeah, all that's left for me to say is thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. I hope I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.